Hello everyone and welcome back to another Poppy Builds video. I have had a horrible, no good, very bad day, so what better way to appease that frustration than by playing Sims, and in this case, recording Sims. So welcome, hello, let's have some fun. Today's video is centered around the July 2021 shell challenge. Not a 21. I'm not doing 21 shell challenges in a row. Today's video is about the July 2021 shell challenge I created, which you can find on underneath my gallery, which is poppybuilds. It's the same as my YouTube username, so there is that. And I hope you like it. If you want to download it, that is where this is. This was the trickiest roof to design for this space because of all of the sharp angles, which were like triangles, which made me angry. And as you can see, I spent, and this is a sped up version, I spent so much longer than necessary trying to figure out how to make the roof look good, because in real life the roof would have just been designed down, like top down, obviously elevation, rain, blah blah blah, but I couldn't do that in The Sims, so I had to find a way around it, and which meant I had to concede for a little gap in how it was positioned. I eventually do take a bit of the roof a bit higher so it looks nicer, but it was very frustrating. For this build, I'm going to be building a 4-bedroom family home. The kids' bedrooms are very skinny, so when we get to that portion I will show you. They were really hard to design, but I did have fun designing them, as again, for me The Sims are fun because I predominantly do not do gameplay, and we all know the issues there, and that building has definitely had a higher priority, I don't know why, than gameplay, but building overall is, I personally like it in The Sims. Again, I know Paralives is coming out, and I don't doubt in the future there will be better things, but for now, who cares? The Sims are fun. I'm glad we are all playing it, and again, thanks for watching this video. But this house was so tough to build, but decorating, like designing interior wise, but I did have fun overall. I did add a little extension here because I initially didn't know what I was going to just do with this little random square rectangle not attached to the house, so I attached it to the house, and as you will see, that's going to become the parents' bedroom and a transitional hallway into the outdoors. Now up here is where the kids' bedrooms are going to be. You can probably see them. It's a set of parents and their triplet daughters. So I wanted 3 bedrooms up here. But they're so skinny. Like, there's no way, you can't, it's physically impossible to fit a double bed or a queen bed or a king bed in that space. So that was fun. All of it was fun. That's the whole entire vibe of the video today, to put myself and everyone watching in a wonderful mood because we are watching a wonderful build. I hope. You might look at this build and be like, well, that's a total POS. It's not. I mean, I didn't design the shape. I did design the shape, but I didn't intentionally design the shape to be like this. Like, I would have had bigger bedrooms, obviously, but this is how it turned out, and I'm a bit stumbling over my words because I don't know what to say about the build. It's just, it is what it is. And what it is an interesting shape. Especially like the bedrooms in this space are just so tiny. Now, aesthetic wise, I wanted to do a bit of brown tones and just have it be very tranquil and relaxing, and just be something different from what I usually do. So this build has, like, not interior necessarily wise, like in retrospect and thinking about it, I did design the kitchen and living room space as I typically do for all of these builds, but exterior and trimming wise, this definitely goes against what I normally do, and is why I think I had fun doing this, because I was trying something different, especially with that red roof. I mean, I've never done a red roof before, or it's like an off red roof, but like I know the builds in Oasis Springs have like that red roof, which I have done before, but that roof is tiled or shingled and looks very different from a roof that looks like cement. And I have now talked a bit too much about the roof, but did spend a long time building it. So it was fun doing different trimmings and trying to figure out how to make this space workable. I do think it lacks a bit of skill building items for the kids, but I did try to add as many as possible. I also did not play test this build, so I have zero guarantee that anything I've actually done is functional. But because I tried to cram in as many things as possible. But yes, again, very awkward shape, whole entire vibe of the build. I also decided to extend the backyard, which I do think was a good decision. It helps, one, it just helped obviously have more space, but it also helped make it feel bigger, which you're thinking, yeah, no, duh, you have an extra like patio. But it like doesn't make it feel overwhelming. It still makes it feel like a tiny home. It just makes it feel more like a house, I guess. Not a bigger probably wasn't the right word. It feels more like a house now. Wow. Good thing I'm not into public speaking. This video would be presented at like my trial as to why I should not be a public speaker. That's that. But yeah, adding the patio I think was a good idea, and I actually have two patios, which you will see. So this is going to be the parents' room. This I think is completely functional based on how I set it up, but it also was tedious to design. I ended up switching out this bed. I wanted the parents' bedroom to continue this brown tone, but there was no like bed. I wish we had more beds. I wish we had more of everything for free. There was no bed I could find that I super fell in love with, so having to work around that was a bit of a struggle. And why can't we just have skinnier side tables? This side table is probably my most used side piece, and it's from like the backyard pack. It's like a pack that no one buys. I can't remember what pack it's from right now, but it's a pack that rarely anybody buys, like, or is discussed. But I use this side table continuously because it's thinner than the rest. It's not a big oblong square. So that is why I added it into this very small room that thankfully could fit a double bed or queen king bed. I'm not really sure what size the beds are, but it thankfully fit a full bed for 2 adults. But I wish we had skinnier and more diverse nightstands. I wish there was variety. It's where we are going with this. Adding these shelves was a smart decision for me because I wanted it to look functional, so there is space to grow. I left some of them empty and also added some of their lotions and colognes that they may use. And that's pretty much the concept of the shelf. And I love this olive green dresser. In real life, there is no way in the world that 2 people and all of their things would fit in that one dresser. But then again, I have watched tiny home videos and some people do it. Or like those van videos, RV videos. It's very impressive how little they pack. That's the whole entire point of going tiny, is to have less things. But I would probably be very, very surprised and crazy with how much you actually do have to give up. But this family, as they do not live in a tiny RV, they live in a small home instead. They probably should have an extra closet. Now, moving on from the parents' bedroom, which as you can see was a delight to design and much easier than the triplets up here, I spent ages trying to figure out how to design that space. And then I didn't want a too skinny hallway, which in the end it works out really well. The issue I was having was this middle room was too small. And so by extending it a bit and finagling around with this room right here, I was able to make sure that all of the spaces were relatively even in size, so no favoritism by the parents, which is why initially I put that one back. I said, oh, that's too big. And I was very happy with the room size, even though, they're so skinny. So I mean, like, if you wanted, you could definitely like have some of them share a room and stuff like that, and transform one into a bunk bed or something. But I wanted to play around with the idea of having 3 small rooms for the 3 triplets, and I'm glad with how it turned out. So this room is going to be a bit more pink oriented. That is the vibe behind this space, and a bit more of a creative vibe. So she's going to be into knitting and pink. That's the personality. That's as much as I thought about it. She likes the color pink. She likes to be creative. So maybe she knitted that octopus, which is so cute, by the way. It's a very cute octopus. But I do think these desks would work despite it being such a skinny space, because it clicked in underneath the bunk bed, so I don't see why there should be an issue. But I think it's nice because I'm like, all 3 of their rooms have like their own little couch space to hang out with. So if they didn't want to hang out in the living room, they have their own little space to just chill with, which I personally always prioritize when I build homes. I like to have the bedrooms have a couch or a seating area to just chillax in, because in my mind that would be something I would want in real life, so I try to emulate that in The Sims. I also love this chair. Beautiful swatch, amazing. And then I add a carpet, and that's pretty much it for this first one of 3. The first triplet, and then this is going to be the second room. So all this room I feel is a little bit bigger. Because of how skinny it is, it actually doesn't offer that much space unless you truly optimize it, or you didn't live in The Sims, and then you could have a lot more things in it. But I wanted all of the bunk beds underneath to have their own desks, and that is why I wanted bunk beds instead of a single bed. Obviously more space, but I really wanted desks in all of their rooms. The vibe for this room is more of they're into fashion and design, so they like to keep up with the trends. That's the concept behind this build, this specific room. I also added a little kid's toy over there, because I mean, it's still a kid's room. But this room specifically I think is a little bit more teenagey than necessarily kid-like, which that's okay. To each their own. And as you can see, I'm trying to add an extra chair into there. I do love this chair. I think it plays off really well with the space, and to me is very modern and very fresh. And so the rug I wanted to design around the chair, and then that's why I changed the study chair to make sure everything matched. And as you can see, I struggled with figuring out what curtains to add. Didn't want them to be overpowering. Like nightstands, I wish we had more curtains, but like everything, I just wish we had more of it all. So maybe these people, I don't know if they have a backstory, like when they added the new swatches and designs, if they have stories, the people in those portraits, but we can pretend like just pretend if they do have stories that you don't know them, that they are like famous designers and stuff that she looks up to, or awesome pictures she found in a vintage shop, stuff like that. I wonder, when I play The Sims next, I am going to have to look to see if they have a history behind the people in the portraits. Now this room, there was not a super specific design for it. I just wanted it to be functional. I also wanted it to have a few pink elements, and I also wanted it to be a little bit more musical oriented. So at the end there's a stereo and also a children's violin. I really need to download the red shelf to help with moving all of these things, but I just get lazy. So I probably should do it, as my laptop has finally been returned like weeks ago and is actually, touch wood, better than it was before. I even drank a coffee today and I genuinely cannot stop yawning, so that is very frustrating. You know, I can't tell if this space is actually... Oh my god. You know why this space works so well? I forgot to add a dresser. Oh my goodness. No wonder why I was like, wow, this one is so easy to design. It's because there's no dresser. It's missing a fundamental functional piece that I put in the other twins rooms, the triplets rooms. No wonder why when I was designing it, I was like, wow, I can't believe I fit in a double couch in here. There's no dresser. Okay. Maybe she's hiding the clothes. Okay. I found the loophole. The couch lifts up. She has her closet in the couch. It's the only rational explanation. Nothing else. Not user error. No. I can't believe I forgot a couch. A dresser. Damn. Anyway, so that frustrates me, but it is what it is. For the bathrooms, very simple concept. I did do this mirror with the flowers because I thought that's cute. Works with the theme of the upstairs being for the kids. And then, because I thought this space was poorly utilized, I added 3 futons. It's not a futon, what is it? I just really want to call it like a pom-pom, but that's not the correct term for what a poof? I think it might be called a poof, like P-O-O-F. But I also think poofs are like fluffy, and then you sit on it. Okay. Anyway, upstairs in that area they have 3 chairs to sit on, so as space was not wasted. I do like this bathroom, even though it is awkwardly shaped. It's very big, very spacious. It's also technically the parents' bathroom. It's very large, I quite like it. Now in this tiny hallway, I love what I ended up doing. Because of how the doors are situated, these double-decker doors, they, like, you would open them I couldn't put a big surface space there, so what I did instead, I added a mirror, and then I added a little warrior. I added 2 of these. They're not little, they're quite large. I added 2 warrior skeletons to like mirror the mirror, and it looks so cool. I love that little hallway. Now in this little hallway, I just did a transitional hallway, and then I ended up adding an easel in it because I was frustrated with the little curve and how I thought the space was not being utilized properly. So I did add a little curve there. Now this space is going to be for the living room and kitchen. This here is where we are reunited with our beautiful brown vibes. The kitchen I love, but the trouble was because there are 5 Sims living in this house, I couldn't just have a tiny dining room. So that I think was the biggest constraint in this space, and building it to fit that and a living room and still look good. I eventually ended up doing it, but it did take me a while to figure out how to lay this out. As you can see, before I even put the dining table down, I added my couches just to see where they could go. This is not where they stay because to me it was too fusiony, like it didn't mesh well together. And I wanted a bit more separation of the living room and dining room and a bit more functionality. So I pushed it back a little bit. I really am not certain if the bathroom is genuinely accessible, but that's okay. Who needs a bathroom? Nobody. Just a construct. Fake news, fake news. But I did eventually add it. Sorry guys, I have yawned so many times in this video. I think that was like 5 or 6. I'm not tired. I'm gonna go for a walk later. It is super hot where I am, but I am very excited for that. So as you can see in this space, I fit the dining room table with 6 chairs, and then also was able to add this really cute like coat rack plus paintings, which I really think added to the space. Now back here, I decided against adding any extra furniture. Initially I wanted to, but I didn't want to make sure like it stopped it from being functional. So I decided just to add a painting. Out here is like a little oasis space. Initially I was designing this as a parents only space, but how the doors ended up, it's anybody's space, but it does allow for an extra place to chill and another TV. Now here I just decided to make this little corridor transitional, so no furniture, transition only to the like backyard, which of course is going to have a pool and some rubbish bins. And that's pretty much the extent of the backyard. I did have fun adding these little lights. They just added a little bit of like accentuation. They were a nice accent. And so were these lily pads. I really like the pool. I definitely kept this space chiller and less cluttered than I normally do. There's no barbecue, there's no dining space, it's just a pool, and that is that. Now, I am going to skip forward a little bit for the landscaping because it is a bit tedious of me just putting down shrubs, which you guys are going to watch that all in the other videos, so don't worry, I'm not getting rid of the shrubs. But for this one, it took me a while, and even I was thinking, that's so many shrubs, who would want to watch that many shrubs? So now that you have watched a beautiful amount of me laying down sidewalk, let's skip forward. Okay, and here we are. I did skip forward a little bit more than I initially said I was going to, but the video is already quite long, and you know, I don't really feel like describing the landscape today. What I went with is trees, cute, and also sad because I couldn't find the stupid pointy up tree that every time I look for a tree, it's the first one I find for this build to match the other neighborhoods. So I just said stuff it. No, we're not even going to look for that tree, and I didn't want to go through debug, so that was the concept behind it. So that was all of the landscaping. Let us go and tour this beautiful house. Welcome to my July 2021 shell challenge, in which I transformed this shell to a beautiful brown and unique 4-bedroom home. This is the living room and kitchen with awesome amenities and a beautiful bathroom. I love the plant in this bathroom. And then there are the warriors. They're so cool. Hello, our little oasis space. Fun fact, I do not doubt that the TV will get burnt, but you can replace it. And then our parents' room with their olive green closet, and then the little outdoor corridor, which you will see later. So coming on through here, we have an easel to the left, a little hallway. That hallway also could be transformed into like a chess set if you wanted to. That might actually be a better idea than what I did. And then up here is the girls' room and little play space. So they do have space to play, it's just not as big as other builds I normally do with kids. That is the second bathroom. And then here is the first of 3 girls' bedrooms. This one's my favorite. I love this one so much. This would be my room in this house, but with some more clutter, to be honest. Here is our second bedroom with a bit more muted and adult-ish tones for our second triplet. And then last but not least, our third triplet, whose room I forgot to put in a dresser. So, the couch. The couch has drawers underneath, so that's where it is. And in real life, a dresser could have gotten under those bookcases. So that's where we can pretend. So those are our 3 rooms and pretty much the whole entire exterior. So let's walk on outside. Hello, living room. It's a very calming space. I quite like it. As you can see, we have a lot of exterior toys for the triplets, and then a beautiful pool space. And that is the whole entire July 2021 Shell Challenge build. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see all of y'all next time. Bye!